Whenever West Ham faces Crystal Palace, you can be assured that there is 9 times out of 10 going to be an absolutely unforgettable goal in it. Anything from Sebastian Haller's overhead kick to Andy Carroll doing the same thing 3 years prior to that, to Manuel Lanzini's juggling the ball and then firing it in on New Year's Day 2022. There's always going to be some kind of class goal when we face this lot. And when we go down to Selhurst Park on Sunday afternoon, well, it's a game with a hell of a lot on the line for West Ham. The general thought process is that if we do lose any game from now until the end of the season and fail to pick up an adequate amount of points, European football is going to be dead and buried and there will be no European away days next season. If we especially lose to Crystal Palace, then I feel as though, well, we're done for sure. We're facing Palace at a relatively good and bad time. Earlier this season, Roy Hodgson resigned as manager due to health reasons and Oliver Glasner was appointed as his replacement. Even though results haven't drastically turned around under Glasner, the thing is that Palace's performances have started to improve. Their last result was a shock 1-0 away win at Liverpool, in a game where midfielder Adam Wharton took a lot of the plaudits. 20-year-old Wharton joined from Blackburn Rovers on deadline day in January, and he's a player that, honestly, West Ham should have been all over. And I'm not even joking when I say that. They got Wharton, who's been an absolute gem in their midfield. We got Calvin Phillips, who's just been an absolute waste of space and sucking money out of the club. If you choose to think that's harsh, then that's your choice. You choose to think I'm being tight, you can think that I'm being tight, but I'm just saying it as it is. Palace has so many good attackers in the team. We're looking at players like Eze and Elise. Eze is absolutely fantastic player. And there are suggestions that he could be the Paquetá replacement. Fair enough. But how much are Palace going to want for Eze? He's even been linked with a move to Tottenham, so I've heard. He's a real engine in that team, and someone who's definitely filled in the boots of Wilfried Zaha. Zaha's long-lasting association with the South London club ended when he joined Galatasaray last summer. Eze, Elise, Edouard have had to step up in his, absence, because he's not there anymore. Glasner's first game in charge was a 3-0 home win against Burnley in a dominant game. And like I say, we go to that stadium a lot of times and we do struggle there. We don't always come out with the best of results. We have to grind for it, really. And I don't know what we're going to do if we actually do lose this, because I can see it going either way, to be honest with you. It'll either be a bore draw, but unlikely. A draw in which West Ham's been on top and then just sits back too much, or a defeat where West Ham's 2 or 3-0 down at half-time. That happened last season, by the way. We lost 4-3 to them. Palace just dominated the first half. There was no coming back. We lost the game. I think that we can certainly go into this game with a bit more confidence from the Leverkusen result. But, as I've said before, many times this season, we have to keep up that level of performance every single game. So, that means you start from the off, you show the energy, you make them really work for it, and you tire them out as much as you can. And it did work against Bayer Leverkusen. We came within a few mere minutes of ending the unbeaten run. With Palace, if they beat us, we then got to ask them of a favour and then ask them to beat Newcastle after that to really help our supposed European push. And that might not happen. So if we beat Palace, we're helping ourselves out. We're not going to rely on them. And I want us to help ourselves out, because only us that can decide what happens from now until the end of the season. On Sunday, we'll get a good idea of where we might finish in the end of the season, depending on the result. So, with that said, we need to make sure that we get a win and we really work for it.